Hello, Golden State Warriors fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. The NBA world has been buzzing nonstop over the past few days, and it seems like every fan, analyst, and insider can't stop talking about the seismic shift happening in Golden State. Myles Turner, the towering defensive powerhouse who has been a nightmare for opponents with his shot-blocking and rim-protecting abilities, has reportedly reached an agreement with the Warriors, a team already brimming with talent and championship pedigree. Sources close to the organization suggest that Turner's arrival could reshape the entire defensive landscape of the league, making the Warriors not just a scoring juggernaut, but an impenetrable wall that few teams will dare to challenge. Rumors indicate that the contract details are still under wraps, but insiders hint at a multi-year deal designed to secure Turner's presence during what could be the prime of his career. Fans are already speculating how Steve Kerr will integrate him into the defensive schemes, imagining the combination of Turner's shot-blocking instincts with Draymond Green's unparalleled versatility and leadership on the floor. The idea of a golden wall forming in San Francisco has taken over social media feeds, as basketball analysts weigh in on how Turner's timing, length, and defensive IQ might elevate the Warriors to a historically elite defensive unit. While the announcement has not been made official, whispers from agents, former players, and front office insiders are fueling an excitement that feels almost tangible in arenas and sports bars alike. Turner's move is seen not just as a tactical acquisition, but as a statement of intent from the Warriors, signaling that they are willing to go all in to cement their legacy in the modern NBA. The chatter includes discussions of how Turner could impact matchups against dominant centers like Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, or Bam Adebayo, and how his rim protection could completely alter the way opponents attack the paint. Analysts are already breaking down tape, imagining defensive rotations where Turner anchors the interior while Green switches onto perimeter threats, creating a nightmare scenario for any team attempting to penetrate the Warriors' territory. There's also speculation on how this could influence the draft and free agency landscape, as other teams might scramble to fortify their own defenses in anticipation of facing what could be a historically formidable Golden State unit. Social media reactions have been explosive, with hashtags like #GoldenWall trending as fans and pundits alike weigh in on the potential of this matchup-altering acquisition. Some sources close to the organization have hinted at the possibility of Turner taking on a more vocal leadership role, particularly in defensive schemes, where his presence could mentor younger players and influence rotations. Rumors suggest that the Warriors' coaching staff is already developing sets to maximize Turner's shot blocking without sacrificing the team's trademark offensive fluidity. Observers note that Turner's ability to read plays, anticipate passes, and protect the rim could provide Golden State with a new level of confidence, allowing perimeter defenders to pressure more aggressively knowing they have a reliable last line of defense. Beyond the court, speculation swirls about the cultural impact, with teammates expressing enthusiasm about the energy Turner brings, his locker room presence, and how this might enhance team chemistry. The rumor mill is in overdrive, imagining scenarios where the Warriors' defensive metrics could reach historically unprecedented levels, challenging records for blocks, opponent field goal percentages, and defensive rating. Sports talk shows have been dedicating hours to debating the implications, from Turner's fit with the current roster to hypothetical matchups in the playoffs. Fans are already envisioning the electrifying atmosphere in Chase Center when opponents realize that scoring in the paint may become nearly impossible, with Turner and Green forming an almost mythical duo of defensive disruption. Even though nothing has been confirmed, the energy around this potential acquisition is undeniable, capturing attention not only in the U.S. but internationally. Speculation has gone global, with fans and analysts across Europe, Asia, and Australia dissecting the fit and imagining how Turner could impact Golden State's standing in the NBA hierarchy. Podcasts and YouTube channels are dedicating entire episodes to break down Turner's defensive tendencies, shot blocking angles, and ability to alter shots without fouling, highlighting why this potential move has become the most talked about topic in basketball circles. Betting odds are also shifting subtly, as odds makers react to the idea that a Turner-Kerr-Green defensive combination could significantly affect the Warriors' championship probability. Rumors about the timing of an official announcement continue to swirl, with some suggesting it could coincide with a major event to maximize media coverage and fan excitement. Conversations around Turner's impact go beyond mere statistics, extending into narrative-driven speculation about how his presence could psychologically intimidate opponents, forcing changes in their offensive strategies before the game even starts. Every tweet, Instagram post, and forum thread seems to add another layer of imagined scenarios, fueling anticipation that may rival the intensity of the NBA Finals themselves. This is more than a simple signing. It is being framed as a transformative moment that could define the next era of Golden State basketball. League insiders have been hinting that Turner's presence could redefine positional defense, creating hybrid schemes where traditional roles blur and allow for unprecedented flexibility. Speculation is rampant about how Kerr might adjust rotations, staggering minutes to optimize Turner's shot-blocking prowess while keeping offensive flow seamless. Analysts are dissecting past matchups, projecting how Turner's rim protection could have prevented key playoff losses in previous seasons, imagining a Golden State team that suddenly becomes near impenetrable in crucial moments. Sports forums are alive with hypothetical scenarios of playoff series, from matchups against teams with dominant post players to small ball lineups, all speculating how Turner's defensive instincts might swing critical possessions. Fans have taken to creating memes, graphics, and even mock highlight reels, visualizing Turner rejecting dunks and altering shots in a style that could become iconic for the franchise. The rumor of Turner joining the Warriors has ignited a wave of creative speculation, blending analytical predictions with the thrill of imagining a defensively unbreakable unit. Even casual observers are starting to tune in, curious about whether this potential move might finally address long-standing defensive inconsistencies that have occasionally hindered Golden State in past playoff runs. The anticipation is mounting, creating a sense of suspense and excitement that permeates every corner of the basketball world. Murmurs from former players suggest that Turner's reputation as a calm, composed defender could complement Golden State's dynamic, often high-tempo style, providing a stabilizing presence in high-pressure moments. Rumors indicate that teammates are already envisioning the defensive synergy between Turner and the Warriors' versatile roster, speculating how his rim protection could allow perimeter defenders to gamble more aggressively, knowing the paint is secured. Conversations in locker rooms, podcasts, and social media threads paint a picture of a team that suddenly possesses a strategic advantage, combining offensive brilliance with defensive intimidation. Analysts continue to highlight Turner's ability to control spacing, challenge shots without fouling, and read the opposition's tendencies, reinforcing the notion that his acquisition could shift the league's balance of power. Some speculate that this could have ripple effects on all-star selections, as Turner's presence may allow other players to showcase their skills more freely while benefiting from the defensive attention he commands. Even the concept of team culture is being debated, with rumors hinting that Turner's professionalism and approach to defense could influence the mindset of the entire roster. The combination of speculation, expert analysis, and fan excitement has created a perfect storm, making this one of the most anticipated moves in recent NBA history, a narrative that seems to grow with every passing day. There is also growing chatter about how Turner's signing could influence the Warriors' long-term strategy, including potential trade considerations and salary cap planning. Rumors suggest that management is weighing how Turner's defensive impact might allow for flexibility in acquiring complementary players, or even in retaining current stars without sacrificing cohesion. Analysts are speculating about the possible tactical evolution, from switching heavy defenses to more structured schemes that leverage Turner's rim-protecting abilities while maintaining Golden State's fast-paced offense. The narrative on forums, social media, and podcasts increasingly emphasizes the psychological impact on opponents, imagining how teams might alter rotations or shot selection in anticipation of Turner's presence. Basketball pundits are projecting statistical changes, highlighting potential improvements in opponent field goal percentage, defensive efficiency, and block rates. Fans continue to theorize endlessly, creating simulations and mock scenarios where Turner's defensive influence directly changes the outcome of playoff series. The rumor has taken on a life of its own, transcending the simple transaction of a player signing to become a story of potential dynasty building, strategic evolution, and defensive dominance. Every day, new analyses and speculations emerge, feeding a cycle of excitement and anticipation that keeps the basketball community on edge. Finally, whispers suggest that Turner's potential debut with the Warriors could coincide with a high-profile matchup, adding fuel to the narrative and intensifying anticipation. Analysts and fans alike are envisioning the spectacle of Turner's first games, imagining the crowd's reaction to defensive highlights, blocks, and altered shots that set the tone for what could be a historic season. The storylines are endless. Opponents adjusting offensive strategies, teammates leveraging the defensive boost, and the coaching staff experimenting with rotations that maximize Turner's unique skill set. Social media speculation continues to drive engagement, with fan polls, highlight compilations, and animated discussions dissecting every possible impact. The rumor mill, fueled by insider hints, past performances, and strategic conjecture, portrays Turner as a transformative figure whose influence could redefine the balance of power in the league. Every conversation, article, and video seems to reinforce the idea that Golden State might be on the verge of not just another championship run, but an era-defining period marked by defensive excellence, strategic ingenuity, and the mythic presence of a Muralha Dareda in the paint. With anticipation mounting and every detail scrutinized, the narrative is becoming irresistible, making fans, analysts, and insiders alike feel that something monumental is unfolding in real time. The basketball universe continues to buzz with speculation about how Myles Turner's arrival could redefine Golden State's defensive identity, turning a team known primarily for defensive firepower into a defensive juggernaut feared across the league. Rumors indicate that Turner's integration might allow Steve Kerr to experiment with unconventional rotations, where traditional positions blur and the focus shifts to defensive versatility, switching, and rim protection. Analysts are hypothesizing about the impact on playoff matchups, imagining how Turner could neutralize dominant interior scores while allowing perimeter defenders to pressure ball handlers aggressively. Social media platforms are flooded with mock defensive schemes, simulations, and even fan-edited highlight reels, portraying Turner as an almost mythic figure patrolling the paint. Podcasts and YouTube shows are dedicating entire segments to projecting the statistical changes, from opponent field goal percentages in the paint to overall defensive rating improvements, highlighting the transformative potential of Turner's presence. Even international observers are weighing in, speculating on how Turner's defensive prowess might influence the Warriors' global brand and appeal. Rumors continue to swirl about how this strategic shift could affect draft choices, free agency moves, and even the timing of official announcements, creating a sense of suspense and anticipation that transcends ordinary player acquisitions. The buzz is so intense that casual fans, seasoned analysts, and insiders alike are collectively imagining scenarios where Turner becomes a central figure in what could be a historically dominant defensive era. Insiders have hinted that Turner's potential signing could spark a ripple effect across the league, forcing rival teams to reconsider their offensive strategies and roster construction in anticipation of facing Golden State's reinforced defense. Rumors suggest that franchises with strong interior scores are particularly concerned, predicting that Turner's shot blocking and rim-altering abilities could make paint penetration significantly more difficult. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Some rumors suggest that Turner's debut with the Warriors could coincide with a high-profile game, designed to maximize exposure and media coverage while introducing fans to the full impact of his defensive skills. Analysts are projecting electrifying sequences where Turner's blocks, altered shots, and interior control become focal points, setting the tone for a season defined by defensive mastery. Speculation includes potential shifts in opponent game plans, with coaches adjusting strategies to mitigate Turner's influence, emphasizing perimeter shooting or fast break opportunities in response. Fan-generated content visualizes every possible scenario, from clutch blocks and playoff settings to sequences where Turner anchors rotations and sparks momentum-changing defensive stands. Rumors indicate that Kerr might use Turner strategically in high-leverage moments, leveraging his instincts to influence critical possessions and stabilize rotations. The narrative suggests that Turner could provide a psychological edge, intimidating opponents and shaping the flow of games before they even begin. Social media engagement, podcasts, and discussion forums are amplifying these speculations, creating a narrative ecosystem that elevates Turner to a near-mythical defensive presence. Every rumor, insight, and theoretical matchup contributes to the growing anticipation that Turner's arrival could mark the beginning of an era defined by defensive dominance and strategic ingenuity, capturing the imagination of fans, analysts, and insiders alike. Industry insiders are hinting that Turner's signing might have ripple effects beyond Golden State, potentially influencing trades, free agency strategies, and team-building philosophies across the league. Rumors suggest that rival teams may reconsider their roster compositions, looking to counteract a hypothetical golden wall in the paint with additional interior scorers or defensive specialists. Analysts are debating how Turner's defensive abilities could alter the competitive landscape, speculating that teams with dominant centers may need to diversify their offensive approaches. Fan communities are constructing elaborate scenarios, imagining playoff matchups where Turner's presence disrupts key possessions and shifts momentum. Simulations, mock highlight reels, and tactical breakdowns highlight the potential statistical impact, projecting reductions in opponent paint scoring, increased block rates, and improved defensive efficiency. Even discussions of long-term strategy are being shaped by speculation, with rumors suggesting that Turner's influence could guide the Warriors' approach to roster construction, salary allocation, and player development. Podcasts, sports channels, and online forums are collectively amplifying these narratives, creating a sense of urgency and excitement surrounding the potential signing. The speculation is no longer limited to immediate performance. It is evolving into a broader conversation about how Turner could influence the modern NBA and leave a lasting mark on Golden State's legacy, establishing a new standard for defensive dominance. Rumors have also centered around Turner's potential influence on individual matchups and player development within the Warriors organization. Analysts are speculating that Turner could mentor younger players on defensive fundamentals, teaching them to anticipate plays, protect the rim, and maintain disciplined rotations. Conversations in media outlets suggest that his presence could free up perimeter defenders to be more aggressive, knowing Turner anchors the paint. Social media and fan forums are dissecting hypothetical sequences, projecting how his timing, wingspan, and defensive IQ could alter outcomes in pivotal playoff moments. Speculation extends to potential statistical improvements, with projections of higher block totals, improved defensive ratings, and increased overall team defensive efficiency. Experts and fans alike imagine Turner as a psychological deterrent for opposing scorers, influencing decisions before shots are even attempted. Insider whispers also suggest that the coaching staff is exploring hybrid defensive schemes designed to leverage Turner's unique skill set, combining rim protection with versatile switching. The narrative surrounding Turner's arrival portrays him as a transformative force, capable of changing both the tactical and cultural dynamics of Golden State, and fueling anticipation that transcends ordinary player transactions, captivating the imagination of the entire basketball community worldwide. Finally, the cumulative speculation paints a picture of a Warriors team poised for a historic transformation, anchored by Turner's defensive prowess and complemented by the existing offensive brilliance. Rumors emphasize that his presence could allow Golden State to control games in ways previously imagined but rarely achieved, creating a dual threat that combines offensive firepower with defensive intimidation. Analysts, insiders, and fans envision scenarios where Turner's rim protection dictates tempo, disrupts opposition strategies, and sparks momentum shifts that define critical moments. Conversations around rotations, matchups, and tactical innovation suggest that Kerr could use Turner as a strategic keystone, influencing decisions across all phases of the game. Social media platforms are saturated with fan theories, mock highlight reels, and statistical projections, portraying Turner as the anchor of an evolving narrative that positions the Warriors for long-term dominance. Betting markets, simulations, and predictive models reflect growing confidence in the potential impact, highlighting the widespread acknowledgement of Turner's transformative capabilities. Rumors about contract specifics, integration into schemes, and timing of official announcements continue to generate excitement. As anticipation builds, the collective narrative frames Turner not merely as a player acquisition, but as a pivotal figure in Golden State's quest to redefine excellence, establishing a defensive legacy that could be remembered for generations and solidifying his hypothetical place among the most impactful defenders in NBA history. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.